The impact of the Industrial Revolution on society. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 18th century and continued into the 19th century, was a pivotal event in world history. It marked the transition from agrarian economies, dominated by handcrafts and cottage industries, to industrialized societies characterized by factory-based production. The revolution had profound effects on nearly every aspect of society, from economics and social structures to the environment and culture. Here's a complete overview of how it impacted society. 1. Economic changes. The Industrial Revolution led to significant economic transformation, changing the way goods were produced and consumed. Rise of capitalism. Before the Industrial Revolution, economies were primarily agricultural and trade-based. The shift to industrial production spurred the growth of capitalism, with private entrepreneurs owning and managing factories. The factory system allowed for mass production, leading to increased profits and wealth for factory owners. Urbanization and the growth of cities. As factories sprouted up, they required large numbers of workers, which led to the rapid expansion of cities. People moved from rural areas to urban centers in search of work, resulting in a phenomenon known as urbanization. Cities like Manchester, Liverpool, and London became major industrial hubs. Creation of a new class system. The Industrial Revolution contributed to the development of new social classes. The bourgeoisie, or middle class, consisting of factory owners, merchants, and professionals, grew in wealth and power. Meanwhile, the working class, or proletariat, made up of factory workers, faced long hours and poor working conditions. This division gave rise to social and economic inequalities. 2. Social changes. The Industrial Revolution had profound social impacts, affecting family life, class structures, and living conditions. Family and work life. Prior to industrialization, most people worked at home or on farms, and family life revolved around agricultural cycles. However, the rise of factories disrupted traditional family dynamics. Men, women, and even children were now employed in factories, often working long hours under harsh conditions. This shift led to changes in the roles and expectations of family members. Child labor. One of the most controversial aspects of the Industrial Revolution was the widespread use of child labor. Children as young as 5 or 6 were employed in factories, mines, and mills. They worked long hours in dangerous and unhealthy conditions for very low wages. This exploitation eventually led to labor reform movements, which advocated for laws to limit child labor and improve working conditions. Living conditions. Rapid urbanization led to overcrowded cities, where many factory workers lived in poor, unsanitary conditions. The influx of people into cities outpaced the development of infrastructure, resulting in cramped housing, inadequate sewage systems, and frequent outbreaks of disease. 3. Technological and industrial innovations. The Industrial Revolution was marked by major technological advancements that transformed industries and everyday life. The steam engine. One of the most important inventions of the Industrial Revolution was the steam engine, developed by James Watt. This technology powered factories, mines, and transportation systems, including trains and ships. The steam engine revolutionized industries by allowing factories to be located away from water sources and by speeding up production processes. Textile industry innovations. The textile industry was one of the first to undergo industrialization. Innovations like the spinning jenny, power loom, and cotton gin enabled the mass production of textiles. This led to a boom in the textile industry and the growth of factories in cities like Manchester, which became known as the cotton capital. Advancements in transportation. The development of the steam locomotive and steamship revolutionized transportation. Railroads enabled the fast and efficient movement of goods and people, opening up new markets and reducing transportation costs. The expansion of the railroad network also led to the creation of new towns and economic centers.